My hair's in a thing right now. Don't look too hard. It's my business. Stop, stop, stop. You know what I just started thinking about? I started thinking about how in my dream, God promised me a book. I don't know when, but he promised me a book. I submitted the book March. We are now in May. I should hear back any second now. I'm freaking out because it could be yes or no. Those are the only two options. And I love that it's only two choices, okay? I don't get to ruminate. It's not that many, it's just two. It's either she said yes, Mondi, this is the best book I've ever heard in my life. I want it. Let me buy it from you, if that's even what they say. I don't know what they say. I don't want to look too hard into the process, but I know they either say yes and I think they request more to read or they call you to figure it out. I don't know, but it's either they say yes or they say, no thank you, we'll pass. So then I'd have the opportunity to pitch to a different editor, either at the same company or a different one. I'm nervous. I really am. But I'm so excited knowing that like any day now, I'll hear back and it could be either a yes or a no. And even if it's a no, like I get to go to somebody else. But if it's a yes, my jaw just dislocated just now. I don't know if you can see, but it clicks. I'm excited. I know the Lord won't let me down. He did say yes, but he didn't say it's a yes from her. So even if it's a no, it doesn't mean that God is wrong. It just means that it's not with her or that it wasn't my time yet. Either way, I trust him and I know he said yes. So it's gonna be a yes and I'm gonna have a book and I'm gonna have a book about my life. Girl, what the heck? For somebody who's afraid of the people, for somebody who's afraid of the spotlight, you have no business writing a book. Oh my God, what if they like want to interview me or something? Girl, I'm about to pull a no interviews, no. But like, how do you promote your book if you don't want to have interviews? It's a good thing that God hasn't said yes to me yet because it's like, I may not be able to handle fame. I may not be able to handle it. I like being by myself way too much. It's a party in my head at all times. I'm always just thinking thoughts and having fun and singing to a song and humming and dancing and doing whatever airhead nonsense I be doing on my own time. Listen, this is just who I am. Take it or leave it, you know? So it's like, imagine going from this to like masking in public because I don't want to mask though. That's the problem. I want to be able to be myself, right? So if you're going to have a book, you should be able to be weird. You should be able to like have your quirks and have your personality and like I should be able to do, you know what I'm saying? And like that's okay. Because if I have to like pretend to be polished and like, I mean, I am polished. I mean, at least in my own ways, I think I'm, you know, not as rough around the edges as I used to be. But I don't want to feel like I'm forced to put on like this professional front because I'm now an author. I'd like to improve my diction so that I can feel more confident when I speak. Maybe I can practice speaking slower. Even like hearing me say it like that was so cool. I want to speak slowly. That's the thing. I speak so fast. My brain is so fast. I think quickly, I speak quickly. I want to slow down, and I think that's like when I reach the next level of regulation, I think that's when I'll be able to speak slower. Because for right now, I think I have a good enough speed, but I'm also tired. I've been up for probably 20 hours now, just got home from work. But ideally, when I think of Mondina, who's gonna be an author, relax, 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 relax. I'm looking at myself in the mirror. When I think of Mondina, who's gonna be an author, I think of someone who speaks like this. I'd like to slow down, take my time, think about the words, hear the sentence fully in my head, and see the sentence before I open my mouth to say the words. You know what I'm saying? Like just now, as I'm saying these words, I saw them first. Does that make sense to people whose brains are not like mine? It's like as I'm saying these words, I'm seeing them in front of me. And this is something that only happens when I speak slowly. It feels more sophisticated. It feels more polished. But am I going to remember to do this all the time? Absolutely not, girly. Because you speak a million miles per hour. But it's okay. Be nice to yourself. You're still gonna be an author. Don't upset me. It's too much. 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 Oh my God. God cares about your nervous system, okay? Because he knows that it freaked me out right now to get an email from this lady. Because when I see the email, it could either say, "Hi, Mondina. Thanks for sending, but unfortunately," or it could be, "Hey, Mondina, congratulations." Or either way, my heart stops immediately when I see her name come in the email, right? Immediately I'll start panicking. I know myself. I'm being honest. I may not be ready for the panic, which is why I feel like it hasn't come. Because some people hear back like the next day. Some people hear that same week. Some people, it takes 4 to 8 weeks for them. It's about to be at the 8 weeks mark for me. I submitted in March. Avril, May, Juin starting soon. Yeah, that's definitely, oh my gosh, I'm literally at the 8 weeks mark almost. I'm nervous. I really am. I wish I was wearing my watch so I could take my heart rate. I really am nervous. But like, what do I have to be nervous about, right? I already know it's going to be 2 choices. If it's a yes, my life changes forever. And God promised me a book that I had no intention of writing, and he literally gave it to me in my dreams. Like, I'm scared to say these words out loud because, like, let's say it's an interview. Someone's like, "How did you come up with writing a book?" "Oh, God gave it to me in a dream." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's gonna make me sound like a woo-woo person. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's the fear that holds a lot of people back. I posted something on my social media page today about some pastor was saying, you know, some people are afraid to post a scripture on their social media and whatever, and I reposted it, and I think I put on the caption, to think that I used to be afraid, or I used to be afraid of people's opinions or whatever, and I never wanted to post my pretty scripture photos, like the ones from the Bible app. I think they're so pretty, and like I've always liked them, saved them on the app, but like I was too scared to share them on socials. And I was just like, to think that I was just so nervous to do that. Y'all don't pay my bills. It's my page. I was so nervous before. It was genuinely like, oh no, I don't want people to see me posting about Jesus. And it's like, of course, Jesus is gonna use a moment of you being broken down to show you himself, because you ain't want to see him willingly. You wanted to hide, you know? And it's like, he's still good and he's still gonna use that. He used my pain, he used my surrender, and, you know, got the glory at the end of the day, because the me today would not have been me today if it weren't for him. So I know that. But anyway, I posted the post to say, like, to think that I was afraid of y'all's opinion. Y'all don't pay my bills. Listen, y'all are lucky I'm not out here recording myself doing my daily devotionals, okay? Because you're not about to tell me what to do with my page, you know? It was just funny. Anyway, I know it's gonna sound weird to say it out loud, but I think I'm starting to realize that I'm gonna have to be fully prepared to say the words, God gave it to me in a dream, without being afraid that people will laugh at me. And it's like, for a fellow used to be anxious or anxious in recovery girly, the thought of being laughed at, even as a thought, that's giving me anxiety, right? Or like feelings of anxiety. So imagine knowing that and still saying, you know what? I'm gonna sign up for this thing that I know people are gonna make fun of me for, because God will get his glory no matter what. He's done too much for me to sit here and be like, God, I'm so afraid of you. I mean, I'm so like ashamed of you. I'm so afraid of opinions, and like, I don't want. God literally gave it to me in a dream. Like, I would wake up for like 2 weeks straight, wake up straight from my sleep, and immediately I grab my computer and start writing. Like, what is that? What is that if not God, right? So, and it's like, I know how people say sometimes your dreams is like your subconscious rearranging itself, you know, as you get into your REM sleep, your memory becomes more vivid, and like it's organizing itself. This is not it. Like, these are not things that I was thinking about. This was just like random downloads, right? So, especially because I didn't know how to listen to him, and when I finally got forced to listen to him with the whole cut my hours in half and then falling asleep behind the wheel thing, and I decided to stay in a rest, that moment, like those 2-3 weeks ish, that period served as my consecration period. So I was able to like be in bed and like sleep. Like, I slept so much during that time. I miss it. I was just in deep physical recovery, and like, that's when this happened. Like, I literally got the book downloaded to me while my body just was not able to do much. I was so fatigued, burnt out from working 24/7, and that was the most still I had ever been, I guess, up until that point. Just like still, silent, and I was able to hear his voice. I felt my intuition. I felt my spirit speak, and like, that's when I started the 30 for 30 series, right? So for me to sit here and say that I would get up and get ideas, not even ideas, it doesn't feel right to say I would get up, wake up and get an idea, because that's not what happened. I would wake up from my sleep remembering a dream and being like, oh my God, there's like so much, and it was just like coming in so fast that I was just like, wait, let me grab something. And I would just get up and like try to write down what I remembered as a dream at the dream. And like, no, I would write down what I remembered about the dream, but then it also came an outpour of book ideas. And it's like, you know how your brain works. Like the more you start to think of, this is the book, this is what I'm doing, you're strengthening that neural pathway every time you do it. So I had like a few weeks of just reinforcement, and it happened so quickly. Like when I sat down to write that proposal, like I knew exactly what I wanted to write. That's not me trying to become, like, it almost feels fake because it's like this book was given to me. I didn't think of this book on my own strength. That almost makes me feel like, I don't want to say a fraud, because like I'm still very much writing this book and still using my experience and my clinical expertise and expertise. I'm so excited. No, but for real, like I'm still using my knowledge, but nothing I'm coming with, like I'm I guess putting together, right? Nothing I'm synthesizing, nothing I'm putting together has been from me just being like, oh, I have such a great idea for a book, for a framework, for a concept. It's like I think of it and I'm like, wait, this is a thing. And it like just comes pouring out of me. And I know it's the gift of the spirit. Like there's just, it's too aligned. It's too good. And I'm just yapping at this point. I'm talking too much. Well, I have a 20-minute video of just me talking. I'm just scared. I'm scared, Jesus. I really, really am. I'm gonna do it regardless, because I've already said I don't want to do life without him anymore. So if you're telling me to write a book and go on these people's interview and say, hey, Jesus gave me my book in a dream, and we're gonna think I'm crazy, then so be it. I'm gonna get laughed at. I'm gonna get ridiculed. And I think there's a reason why the enemy uses harm and people and things to expose you to certain level of fears early on, because having people laugh at me is like when I was in school, that was like one of the big things that I just could not tolerate. Like the fear of being laughed at kept me silent. So like I would not speak because I don't even want to give you an opportunity to laugh at me, So the enemy knew that, used that fear to keep me trapped, and it continued on until adulthood in different ways. Either way, I was silenced. So now, if I say, no, I'm not going to do this because I'm scared people are going to laugh at me. If I say God gave me my book in a dream, isn't that another way of me? Oh my God, I just scratched myself and it's red. If I say I don't want to write this book because I'm scared people will laugh at me, isn't that another way of silencing myself, right? God gave it to you. God changed your life. He rested you. He redeemed you. He supported you. He built you up. He took care of you. He gave you everything you needed. He's been faithful. He's been trustworthy. He's been there, like doing the things that he said he's going to do for me. Right? And now you're ashamed. No. I'm going to write this book. I say it and start itching because I'm nervous and panicking. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it scared. I'm going to do it while terrified, but I'm going to do it. And I think that's what I heard. I heard a message say that one time, like, God doesn't care about your fears and your little emotions, your little panic. Have you read the Bible? All of them were scared. All of them were terrified. Some ran from the call. He knows our emotions, our human limitations, and he took all that into account. So he knew we'd be scared. You think he doesn't know that calling an anxious person to the light is gonna terrify them, and the thought of being laughed at is gonna terrify. You think he didn't know that? You know what I'm saying? But it's like, that's why he calls you, though, so that you will go and do it. And when you do it and you do it well and you succeed, because he says, with you, when you are with him, you will succeed, you will do it well, you will excel because he's with you. And when you do that so well, you'll have no choice but to give him the glory. You'll have no choice but to say, it wasn't me, because you know your own limitations, and you know in your own strength, you'd never be able to do that. You will know how terrified you are and how imperfect you are, and how, sometimes when you speak, the words just come out so quickly because I think so fast. So it's like, I know my limitations, right? But if I go and do something exceptionally well, I'm not gonna say yes because I'm Big Dina. That's the Lord. And like, it makes sense in my brain. Like, I understand why God does this. It's so that he can get the glory. And I want so badly for my life to glorify him. I want my life to reflect him. I want my life to show Jesus. And that's my prayer every single day. I get so afraid of missing the mark, because I just love Jesus so much. And I think the fear of disappointing him is just like too hard for my heart to process. Like, it almost starts feeling like physical pain. I'm about to cry. Get it together. Yeah, like, thinking about potentially disappointing Jesus in a way that, like, he says, like, depart from me, I never knew you. Girl, like, what's the point of living this life right here on earth, right? If you know by the time you get to heaven, Jesus is gonna look at you with his daddy, who's supposed to be your daddy too, right? He looks at you and he's like, why are you here? I never even know you. I never knew you. So now, what was the point of, like, this wonderful life that you were living here on earth? What was it for? Was it worth it? That is what keeps me up at night. And it's like, well, let me rephrase. It no longer keeps me up at night, but like, that fear is what used to keep me away from him, right? That fear kept me from meeting God because I thought he was just judge and terrifying and like this big, holy, mighty saint that I was just way too imperfect to be anywhere near. And knowing that my limitations are already accounted for, all I have to do is approach him and say, hey, please make me like Jesus every day. This son of yours who's so kind and so loving and so gentle and so merciful, and all the things, right? I want to live my life like him. I want to love others like him, even when they've hurt me. I want to be as gentle as him. I want to do good like him. Like, I want my life to be a reflection of him so that other people who see me may wonder who is behind my relentless pursuit of just joy. I have been through way too much to still be joyful. I feel like if I had given in, the spirit of depression would have wiped me out long ago. So the very fact that I don't know, it's just resilience, and like, that's not all me though, you know? So that's why it's hard, because it's like I've known Jesus for a long time, because for a long time he was my only friend. So now that I know him as my best friend, my heart just gets a little like cramped every time I say that. It's not a cramp feeling, but it's just like, that's my best friend. Like the best friend, right? So knowing that he loves me and he's like counting on me, you know, it doesn't feel like pressure that I have to live up to, because I remind myself that he has already taken into account my limitations. But just knowing that like he loves me, and all I have to do is just try to be like him every single day, and that's enough for him and God, my dad, to look at me and be like, come my girl. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't want to do life without him. Not on earth, not in eternity, definitely not in eternity. So I don't know, I think I'm just in a space right now where I just feel like my life is no longer worth living unless I'm doing it with God. And that's like such a dangerous prayer to say. It's such a scary thing to say, because I realized the like magnitude of that statement, because like that means that if you no longer want to do life with God, he could take you out today. Let the ground swallow you whole type stuff. Old Testament God. But yeah, that's, life is hard without God. I've done it. Not interested in doing that again. So yeah, I ask him all the time in my prayers to snatch me up. If I'm ever not in alignment with you, just pull me back in. At least just show me, right? If I'm being like just blatantly disobedient, I'm ignoring you, you know what I'm saying, that's different. But sometimes we're human, we don't know. We're just out here, oh, blah, blah, right? So in my ignorance, and there's grace for that. There's grace for the things that we didn't know, and there's mercy for like the things that we did know and then we messed up, and we get to go back to him and he'll give us mercy. So like what I'm learning is that you just have to always come back at his feet and say, God, I'm sorry. I missed the mark. I missed the mark. But I know you love me and you want to be in a relationship with me, and you can strengthen me and empower me. So please give me the power and the will to not want these things, right? To not be afraid. Help my unbelief. Help me not be afraid of people's opinion. Help me to no longer be nervous whenever people laugh at me. When they will laugh at you, right? When, not if, when they laugh at you, when you say, God gave you this idea in a book, right? I mean, gave you your book idea in a dream. When they laugh at you, I am praying right now, today, May 13th, 2026, I pray that the Lord will give you the power, the strength, the authority to say, yeah, God gave me my book idea in a dream. No, not even just my idea, my whole book in a dream. whether you believe it or not, is not up to me. My father gave me my book in a dream. I co-wrote it with him, but he gets the big author title on top. They will laugh, and asking God for the power to to just endure is what I'm learning we should do. Not just say, you know, God, just show me how to like not care. It's more like the earthly emotions are still going to be there. We're still going to experience them. It's more so our duty to make sure that we're asking God for the strength to deal with them in the present moment, right? So like, how do I regulate my emotions while I'm dealing with someone difficult? How do I deal with, you know, how do I get wisdom for this current situation? It's like, I need you to show me what to do in this moment, right? Like, guide me, lead me, help me. You don't have to take it away. Just make it disappear. It's too much pain. Like, I don't know. It's very hard because obviously that's nuance. But yeah, ask God to show you how to help you endure your current moment. So yeah, I'm gonna pray that God will strengthen me. He will allow you to be strong, and you will be an author, and you will look back at this video on May 13th. Is it the 13th? I think today's the 12th, 13th. Look at my watch. May 13th at 2:30 a.m. I pray that you will watch this video back in 6 months or so and say, girl, you are an author, capital A. You have a book in the works. Like, you're about to be published across the country, the world even. I don't know how books work, but that's scary, but I'm ready. I'm ready to have some money, girl. I haven't gone shopping in a long time. Do you know how much I miss shopping? I miss just going to the mall and just picking out things. I'm tired of being responsible with my money. But the Lord is saying, be responsible, you know, go to school, put your head down, do what you got to do. Yeah. I'm going to do it. I'm going to obey, obviously. But I miss shopping, at least like window shopping, right? I miss just going in the store and just looking. But we can't do that. Because we don't want to be tempted. Flee from temptations. Yeah. I love you, Jesus. I worship it. So random. Just wanna tell you that I love you more than anything. I love you, Jesus. I worship and adore you. Just wanna tell you, God, I love you more than anything. Oh my God, I'm so sleepy. I worked a double today. Pulled up at the hospital 6:45 a.m. Parked. Got on my unit 7 a.m. It's now 2:30 a.m. the next day, and I'm in my bathroom. Just recorded a 36-minute video of me talking about how my sky father gave me a book in a dream. People be like, oh, your sky daddy? Oh. I understand why do you think it's delusion, because I work with patients that are delusional. So like, I see why they think it, because faith requires a crazy amount of belief and surrender. You have to believe that there's someone out there that holds power that you do not have. And that is so hard Imagine someone telling you you actually have no say over your life. Whatever you think you're gonna work hard for, you're gonna build a family, you're gonna have this, you're gonna have that. There's a God out there who can decide in an instant, nah, tear it all down. And like, you have to, and people think, if I don't follow his will, if I don't do this, if I don't do that, then like bad things are gonna happen to me, or I'm gonna live in fear my whole life. So I'd rather not. He's too strict. Let me just move away. But it's like, you don't understand. When you move to closer to him, that's when you get freedom. That's when the fear disappears, because he's not a father who rules with fear. He rules with love. Because the more you love him, the more you want to know him, the more he shows you how much he loves you, the more he takes care of you, the more he shows you that the thing he wants to give you are bigger than the things that you could have imagined for yourself. And when it starts to happen in real time, you'll be like, wait a minute, God, whoa, this is too much. And then you get to love him even more. And then you realize how much freedom you get, because you're not in control of your life, and you get to literally just follow him in his path and follow the things that he's telling you to do, and just, you get to follow your dreams, you get to follow the gifts he's put into your life, you get to be creative, you get to do all the things, and like, you don't have to worry about your daily bread anymore, or like striving in your own strength and working hard and, bills and all the things. It's like, he will guide you, and he will guide your path. But like, you have to first believe that his words are true and choose to surrender control. That's terrifying, but I'm telling you, I am the most free version of myself today. 29 years old. Today, not having the things, not having, this beautiful, expensive life I envision for myself, right? Not yet, anyway. No, but like, not having the things that I aspire to, but like already feeling so much fulfillment, because I know what I'm meant to do or who I'm meant to be, because he's shown it to me when I've asked him. And it's like, the things he's shown me are like, whoa, I didn't want to be an author. And like, authorship requires intelligence, at least some levels of it, right? I never thought I was intelligent. Maybe a little smart, school smart, but like intelligence, So it's like, knowing that his dreams for me, well, not dreams, but like the things that he has planned out for you are like way bigger than whatever big dream you're thinking about. I'm over here, wishing that I have like a big old bedroom the size of like a 3-bedroom apartment or whatever. I'm thinking that like, that's my bedroom, right? I want a big old walk-in closet the size of like an entire, I don't know, a whole studio apartment could be my shoe closet, right? I'm thinking like that, right? Just because like, I need my stuff to be organized, and I don't like visual clutter. So if I could have a bunch of space and have like little things in different areas, then it's all spread out, then like I could live a peaceful, visual, because of the visual clutter is not there, right? That's what I'm envisioning for myself. How I think about it is like, if I can imagine something for myself, that's because it's within my field of vision. God's field of vision is up here. So whatever I can envision for myself is way less than what God has planned for you. Because if you can picture a 1-bedroom, like a apartment shoe closet, he's probably going to give you a house shoe closet. You know what I'm saying? And this is just an example, but it's like, the things he has planned for you are far greater. And I haven't even seen the things yet, but from what I've seen in like only the past year. Sign me up, okay? Because, girl. Anyway, I'm so happy, and I just spent 42 minutes speaking. But I'm talking about Jesus. Like, I love talking about Jesus. Like, and don't nobody really want to talk about Jesus with me, except Natalie. Love my girl down. She be letting me talk about Jesus, but also because she talks about Jesus, you know? So find people who want to talk about Jesus. That's what it is. Find friends who want to talk about Jesus, because these are the people who are going to be with you in the end. Yeah. I'm just now saying this sentence in real time. Yeah. I think these are the people who are going to be with me in the end. Whatever that means to you. I know what it means to me, but yeah. Anyway, I have talked for near 45 minutes. No wonder I have TMJ. Alright, so I'm gonna have to post this on YouTube right now, because there's no way this is gonna stay on my phone clogging up data. I really just talked this much. I can't believe it. 45 minutes of talking is a lot. 43. I don't even know how to end this video. What do I say? Okay, bye. Oh my god. I feel like I should wait till it gets to 40. Okay, bye.